Our lines are open up here for everybody to call in and talk about how they feel. Talk about how you feel. Are you feeling tired? Do you have any issues? Maybe someone you know that you are worried about. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Dr. Dean Silver has been helping. You know, you've only been on, I think it's 4 times in the last, I don't know, month or so. But people call you.
Carol, thank you very much. We're getting a good influx.
But they want to talk to you. They hear you and they're saying, you know what? He sounds like he knows his stuff.
Yeah, and I've been a patient, so I've sat on the other side of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been there, done that. So I try to treat people like I want to be treated.
So the number one thing that you, obviously, you said is fatigue, and I wonder why, and I know why. We're all tired.
We're all tired and we're all toxic. We all have low hormones. We all have free radicals.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically present that to each patient based on their case scenario. So whether they are exposed to mold in a toxic apartment or worked in getting their nails done and went to nail places or things like that, whether they have silver fillings in their mouth with amalgams, whether they have virus, whether they have HIV or Hep C. So we do a lot of therapies to clean out their body, and I think hormones are very important. So we use testosterone, progesterone, DHEA, pregnenolone, and we use natural thyroid, and we use these hormones in a symphony. So we don't use too big of a dose of each one, but we use small doses, kind of to get back levels we had when we were younger. So what that does to you, that burns fat, that lowers cholesterol, lowers blood sugar, improves memory, energy, and overall you have a better sense of well-being and a better sense of taking control of your life.
Now, you're located in Scottsdale, just north of Shea, and your website, you said you've got some great tutorials there. They're videos that people can look at different, what kinds of...
everything from cancer to Crohn's to rheumatoid arthritis to autoimmune disease to cancer to Alzheimer's, kind of every kind of... I've tried to talk, not that long, for about 2 minutes on each one of these topics to give people a flavor of how I am different from the next doctor.
How are you different?
Well, I think my medicine is based on my history. I'm still a cardiologist, so I still do my cardiology, my internal medicine, but the idea is prevention, and the idea is to get people better. And I think that's not one thing. There's no pill that can do this. No statin, no blood pressure, no diabetic pill can do this. This is basically a lifestyle change, and it's everything that you and I have been discussing on these shows. So we treat a proactive, intelligent type of person that wants to get better. That's the only thing I request to the patient. They want to get better.
How many people don't want to get better?
Well, I think the problem is people don't understand that their destiny is in their control. You and I were born with certain genes. Now, it doesn't mean those genes are going to express. There's a concept now in medicine called EPI genomics. It's the expression of disease based on lifestyle changes. So if you're going to go out and eat a 5,000 calorie meal, bad genes are going to express. So you will get the Alzheimer's, you will get the heart disease, you will get the cancer. Now, if you're organic, non-GMO, no trans fats, having a spinach salad, those bad genes will not express and the good genes will express. So you know what I tell my patients? You're in the driver's seat. It's not about it's you're in control. So when I got cancer, I lost 55 pounds. I went organic. I exercised, take my vitamins, take my detox, got out my silver amalgams, things like that. I think it's very, very important. My nurse does alternative therapies for me so my cancer doesn't come back, and I'm pretty functional. I feel really good.
So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. You're going to get a little advice right here on the air. When you had your nurse here the last time, you talked a little bit about her, I don't know what you call it now, the ultrasound that she does.
Yeah, I
think it's a good idea to talk about
Sure.
that too. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically I got into this because of my own problem with pain, my own back pain from years of bending over doing cardiac procedures. So I had my own pain, and I've had stem cells in my back, and I have all kinds of natural things. And I met a doctor about 15 years ago who started doing ozone in my back, which is a gas. It's an oxygen homeopathic mixture, and it relieved me. So basically what I'm doing now, I'm doing it under ultrasound, so I can actually see where the needle's going and get right into the area of pain. And we're injecting sometimes prescription drugs. We numb it out first, but I can actually see where the needle's going under ultrasound. And patients usually ask, does insurance pay for this and for the ultrasound guidance they do. So we give everybody an offer to come in and help with pain. So we've done necks and backs and knees and shoulders and things like that, and people do get better.
They do get
And
better.
it's a non-toxic therapy. And the good thing is, with some of these therapies, you're actually growing new cartilage, which is pretty cool. You're actually growing new cartilage. You're stimulating chondrocytes that make new cartilage. So it's
a good thing that you're putting into you.
Totally. So.
And how fast can people see the difference? You know, I mean.
Oh, well, I call people the next day, and most of them are pain-free. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we need a couple injections depending on the site. Knees are a bit harder. But for the other injections, I would say the next day, and most people are better. If not, we'll give another injection, but usually both next day.
His phone number, it's area code 480-860-2030, and that website site is deansilvermd.com, and you can call here at 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. You also have written down here something, we've talked about it a little bit. You see people who are older, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's.
Yeah, for these kind of people, Parkinson is a disease where they get low dopamine in their bodies, and they start shaking and they get rigid. That can be due to insecticides, toxicities, the disease of aging. So we use actually intravenous glutathione, which helps with the shake and the tremor. So we see patients quite frequently for that. We use it in a lot of different vitamin cocktails, which I think are extremely important. We had a gentleman yesterday that hadn't eaten for 2 or 3 days and was severely dehydrated and didn't feel good. His wife had cancer. And my nurse Alan gave him an IV and he perked up and he felt better and he went home and said, "Well, they weren't serious."
That's great.
Yeah, I think there's a place for that. So we do specialized IV treatments to what the patient needs. And we have some people that come in on a regular basis and do feel better.
Well, the gamut, you run the gamut because you're not a naturopathic doctor, you're an MD, and but you also want to do things proactively.
I run the gamut because I've been so sick, and I almost died, and I went to other doctors, and that's where I learned all this. That's why I do the gamut. So I've had cancer, I have a bad set of genes, I've had I've had a bunch of issues that I've cured using this kind of medicine. Not saying I don't take a prescription pill, but I take it based on my genes.
How
I know all
old
my
is
genes.
the youngest patient that you would see? Do you join, that you will go for?
Well, we treat kids in their teens. Usually, most of those are chronic fatigue. Probably in their teens.
Mhm.
We've had a couple
So you
pediatric
do see, I
cases.
just wanted to get that out.
Yeah, we've had a couple pediatric. It depends what their age. It depends what their ailment is.
Mm-hmm.
We see a lot of people that have had been all over. So I mean, I'm not God, but we look at each case separately, and we look where they've been, and we kind of make a judgment if I can help them or not. If I can't help them, I'm very upfront with people. I don't want to take on a case that I can't help. That's just bad medicine. It's bad karma. It's just,
Right.
I don't do that.
Right, but I think that the only way you're going to know is if you just talk to them.
That's what we do.
Right.
We talk to them. We get specialized testing. We know everything about them, and based on that, we put together a program that either works or it won't work. And I sit down and I discuss with them. I can't give anybody a guarantee, but it's basically all the therapies that my nurse does on me 3 times a week. That's what we give our patients. And I'm alive and I feel quite well and I'm cancer free, and I feel like a kid, which is a good thing. And I got a lot of projects going on, and it's rewarding. It's a good life, and I think this medicine has really changed my world.
And so you want to help everybody else and change their world.
Totally.
Absolutely. So they're located again in Scottsdale, just north of Shea. Let me give out their phone number. Sometimes people just call you direct. I know that they have. That number is 480-860-2030. That website is Dean, D-E-A-N, silvermd.com. So we have about a few moments. What do you want to talk about in the office? What do people see when they come in? How, because I think a lot of people also want to know, how long are you going to take with them? They want to know what your bedside
I tell
manner
everybody
is.
it's going to my bedside manner. I mean, people can tell by listening to me. I've been doing this since '77. I've never been sued. I've never been involved with a malpractice case. So I'm pretty upfront with people, and I've been a patient, so I'm pretty empathetic with people. So I think that's a big. Doctors typically, the average age for a male doctor at death, I think, is 58. We are not healthy people, and we don't like the system. We don't like what the insurance companies are doing to us. This is why concierge medicine is going up, and I think with a one-payer system, it's going to get worse. Right now, the wait time in Canada is 42 weeks for a hip surgery. The wait time for chemo is 1 month. So thanks to Mr. Obama, the same thing is going to happen here. So I think there's going to be proactive people, intelligent people that are looking for a better quality of life, And those are the people that I tend to attract.
Right. Now, again, one of the things that I wanted to also bring out about you and the practice is that you there was a woman that called here. You know so much about everything. I mean, she called up here with some weird name. I can't even remember what it was. I think it was the last time.
Myasthenia gravis.
What is that? And what happened?
She's developed, it's an autoimmune disease. So autoimmune disease is multiple sclerosis, myasthenia, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Hashimoto's. These are diseases of the 20th century where the body's attacking itself. So you ask yourself why. Well, they did a study at Mount Sinai in New York a couple years ago, and basically we are loaded with 5,000 toxins that were not on this planet 100 years ago. Okay? But we don't have genes to protect us against that. So it's a environmental disease where the body attacks itself. So that's with everybody should read a book called The Wheat Belly, written by Davis. Wheat Belly by Davis.
So I'm going to say that's wheat, W-H-E-A-T?
Yeah, wheat
okay.
belly. The bread, the GMO food, it's really, listeners out there, if you take on one thing, quit eating bread, quit eating wheat. Look at gluten, G-L-U-T-E-N. I don't eat it. I'm sensitive to gluten. And the blood tests we have are not adequate. We do very specialized testing for gluten sensitivity, but you just don't need it. So the bread is not bread anymore like it was in the Bible. So if you look at food allergies, you look at leaky gut, you look at people with big bellies, there are toxins, I mean, they're bad digestion, they have fungal overgrowth in their colon, they're inflammation in their colon, and you see them walking in the streets, and they're just not healthy people, and they feel it.
Well, what I like about you, too, is because you can call up and ask anything, whether you call here at the station or whether you call his office. He can help you. You seem to know so much about so many
Well,
things.
I've been an emergency room doctor, an ICU doctor, a cardiologist, an office doctor. I've been around the block. Not that I know everything, but I know enough to tell the patient that I don't know what I will find out. So I'll pick up the phone, and I'll call somebody in another country, and I'll ask them. So we can make up cancer vaccines, for example, for people. Cancer vaccines that you and I can't get. I can make up oligonucleotides, which is basically talking to the cancer gene to shut it off. Now, they're in clinical studies at Duke and different studies, but you and I can't get into Duke. I can get that for the patients. Why? I'll pick up the phone, I'll call Germany, and I'll get it ordered. So this is what's available out there. And now with the internet, people can talk to doctors in different countries. I mean, it's just amazing.
It is amazing, and his number is area code 480-860-2030. He's located in Scottsdale, just north of Shea. Check out his website. It's Dean, D-E-A-N, silvermd.com. That's 480-860-2030. Now,